March 19th, and this is the London Review. Hi guys, this is Robert Rivera with the Rivera Trading Group in association with Train Trading Academy. And we had another fantastic week of trading. I think things are getting pretty normal now as far as gold and GBPUSD is concerned. The market moved very nicely. Not really a lot of hesitation in the market as we would have expected. The interest rates information that came out on the USD and the pound made gold move, and it moved very strongly. It's actually moved very strong in both directions, which that was a little shocking, but still, very clear moves. It was easy to catch. Let's talk about it.
So this is the GBP USD setup as I sent it last night. Again, there's more details on this for the team, but this is good enough for you guys to get a good understanding of what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the stochastic RSI on the bottom, by the way, which I use quite frequently for my fake out strategy, and I have talked about that in the past. What we're looking at here is an upward trend on GBP USD. This is actually a retracement from a previous drop. You can see how it had dropped originally coming from a top, and then it starts climbing back up, right? You can see this line of resistance here that I've drawn. If you look here to the left, you can see how price stopped right there and then dropped again. And then we already have another stop right here and drop again. And you can see also how it's bouncing from the trend line. So basically what we have here creating is a wedge, right? Because price, even though it momentarily jumped over that line, it came right back down below it and retested it to drop some more. And so basically we have a situation here where price is wedging. And once it reaches the edge of that triangle there, something is going to happen. We have the 50 moving average also coming right down in the middle, and that can also be used as confirmation as to what we're looking at, whether price is above it or price is below it, and how to make our moves when we have a clear view from the market what it is going to do. One of the best things that I like about how we train our students is the fact that we teach them to be ready for either direction. We're not trying to predict which way the market is going to go. We simply watch it and act accordingly. Let's see the results. So here are the results. As you can see, price attempted to break out from the top, and all it did was create that evening star, and then it faked out again to the top, never closing above resistance. And in fact, after that, it crashed. It broke right through the 50. It retested on the 50 right there, and then it broke even the trend line, dropping for 89 pips. That was a beautiful, beautiful drop. My let's see, what did I do? I actually took the breakout. I actually took the breakout on that, but I also had a gold position that was doing very well. And to minimize my risk, I went ahead and closed it. I only closed it like for 3 pips or something like that. It actually went 15 and 18 pips, but I didn't feel it was worth the risk because I had already made money in gold. And I was noticing again, if you look at the stochastic RSI here at the bottom, you can see how it's already curling down from the top. So it's an indication that price is very likely overbought and getting ready to drop, which is exactly what it did for a beautiful, beautiful drop. Let's go look at gold to see what it did. So this is the gold setup, very similar to GBP USD, which, by the way, those of you who haven't caught that on that, GBP USD and gold move very similarly. And I actually can use one or the other for confirmation. Sometimes I use gold as a confirmation as to what is coming on GBP USD, and sometimes I look at GBP USD to see how gold should be reacting. Basically, they should be reacting similarly, and if they're not, then that's a cautionary tale for me. But as you can tell, again, same situation. Price previously had found resistance at that line and dropped. Then it broke above strong for a moment, and then it dropped again below the line and retested that same line. And again, it is wedging into a corner here with the 50 moving average right above it, providing pressure to the downside. But again, we're ready for whatever happens. Either direction, we're ready for it. Let's see what happened. So these are the results. As you can see, price broke right over the 50, broke right over resistance and provided quite an impulse move to the upside for a nice win. That was about 80 pips. I did not catch all of those 80 pips, but I did catch a good portion of it and provided an easy win. Now, having seen the rejection from the top right there, in fact, guys, having seen the rejection, once price reached that top level and started rejecting from the top, it kind of gave me an indication of what could be happening on GBP USD coming forward. Because again, the rejection and starts moving down, it probably means that GBP USD is also going to start coming down. And that, in fact, is what happened. Let's see what some of our students had to say about the setups last night. So here we have Nikado. Basically, he caught about 20 pips on it, and he was smart enough. He knew exactly that there was a demand at the bottom, a demand zone at the bottom when price dropped, and so he was able to catch that also. KMP caught some of it. Matthew caught some of it, and basically, I had requested I asked the team on the site if they had caught some of that move, and so this is why they're replying the way they did. And then over here we have Joel also who caught some of that, and Hodari also caught some of that. And I wish they would have posted their actual results so we can see their numbers, but they didn't. Let's look at my numbers. So these are my numbers from last night, and again, those are the two gold. I had two gold positions to the upside that I took on the breakout to the top, and then I had that GBP USD also a buy, as you can tell, as it was breaking to the top. Again, had I held that, that also would have done very well. But again, as I teach my team risk management, right, there was no reason for me to hold on to that GBP USD as gold is reaching a max position and it starts to come down. I figured GBP USD will soon start coming down, which is exactly what it did. And I was able to just simply take a little chunk of that and close the night with a pretty good win. In fact, usually that's about twice my average usually. So there's just no reason for me once having reached those numbers to risk anymore. It's better to shut it down and go to sleep.
So as you can see, I feel that price is moving very predictably. It's not doing the choppy up and downs that we had seen prior to some of the news that are coming out. It seems to me that with the restrictions being uplifted across the nation and across the world, and at least dates in which it is expected that they will be removed. Like I understand that in the UK, come June the 21st, I believe that's correct, all restrictions will be removed completely. No, not even mask will be needed or nothing like that. And so all of that is normalizing the market. When I look at gold, for example, last year around this time, gold was very volatile and the spreads were huge because the actual gold could not be moved from the mines. They could not move it. And so it became a very volatile situation with very unpredictable moves. The spreads were huge, sometimes 35 pips spreads on gold. It was just not worth trading it because of that. And so now we're back to 1 and 2 pips of spreads on gold, a GBP USD, the usual no spreads when I'm trading it with LQDFX. And so it just makes sense to me to trade those. And again, also, because I noticed there was a relationship between GBP USD. There is a correlation between GBP USD and gold, which is XAUUSD. It makes it easier for me to look at both of them and see how they're acting. They should be acting similarly, and if they're not acting similarly, then something is up. But if they are acting similarly and gold breaks out, GBP USD is likely to break out soon after. Okay, if gold retraces or has a fake out situation, it's very likely that I'm going to see a very strong move on GBP USD to the downside. You guys should backtest it yourself so that you can feel confident about it. But I have noticed that relationship and it's working very well when I'm doing my analysis on live charts. Again, this is Robert Rivera with the Rivera Trading Group in association with Trading Academy. I hope that you're receiving value from what you're seeing. And if you want any new content on your charts that I could help you with, don't hesitate to send them my way, and I will either analyze or discuss the topic so that you can gain value from it. God bless you.